Good morning, everyone. Nick Reagan here from our first alert desk as we start our 5 on 5 Plus. It's 5 minutes of local news and headlines right here from our Live 5 newsroom. We're going to get started this morning with an arrest in a sexual exploitation case. A Somerville man, he's facing charges after authorities say he distributed child pornography on social media. Now, this man is 43-year-old David Beal. He was arrested by the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office, charged with 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Officials say Beal uploaded sexually explicit files on Instagram in September, and an arrest warrant states he had accessed pictures that showed nude minors as young as just 8 years old. Beal's bond was set at $50,000. A man is facing several charges after his failed attempt to escape deputies with the Charleston County Sheriff's Office. It led to the discovery of drugs in his car. This is Christopher Elhoff. He's being charged with failure to stop for blue lights and possession of drugs after deputies tried to pull him over on Highway 78 last Saturday. Instead of stopping, Elhoff tried to drive off and sideswipe a deputy's car. He was eventually forced to stop. Deputies say multiple bags in the car tested positive for fentanyl, methamphetamine, and heroin. In Georgetown now, the sheriff's office there says it's one step closer to solving a deadly shooting. 22-year-old Joshua Drayton of Plantersville has been arrested and charged with aggravated breach of peace in connection with a shooting at Hush Lounge in the Dunbar community. One woman, Iana Walker, was shot and killed. All this stems from a fight on December 23rd when multiple people began shooting in the parking lot. Witnesses say Drayton was one of multiple shooters. Investigators have not yet identified who fired the fatal shot that killed Walker. The owner of the bar has also been arrested for illegally operating the lounge. North Charleston police have arrested a man in connection to a crash that sent one person to the hospital. Travis Simmons is charged with felony DUI with injury and driving without insurance. Officers say he was driving on Cross County Road near the end of December when he swerved out of his lane and hit another car. First responders say Simmons showed signs of impairment when they got there and that his blood alcohol level was all the way at 0.12%. It's 0.12%. The legal limit is 0.08. Simmons is currently being held at the Alcannon Detention Center. In Beaufort, a story out of there, a pet turtle at a high school science classroom is recovering from what deputies are calling a possible acid attack and stabbing. Officials say the whole thing was caught on camera. The man you just saw on your screen is 22-year-old Armand Breland. He's charged with ill treatment of animals. Breland worked at Whale Branch Early College High School as a night shift janitor at the time of the incident back in December. The science teacher who cares for the turtle, named Miss Chompers, noticed the acidity level in the water tank was 1,000 times more acidic than it should have been. Security footage later shows Breland pouring what the teacher believes to be sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide into the tank. He was then seen using a mop stick to stab at the turtle. When questioned, Breland said that he was just playing with the turtle and did not understand the situation. Breland has since been released from custody, but was fired for the incident. The turtle, Miss Chompers, is expected to be okay. All right, well, let's take a look outside. We can show you some of those temperatures across the nation right now. Looks like 49 in Charleston, -1 up in Billings, Montana, and -7 up in Lincoln. Of course, here in Charleston, things are looking pretty good. Got a nice sunrise out there. Let's check in with our First Alert weather team. Joey Sovine right now.
Hey, good Friday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Joey Sovine. Let's get a look at your weather for today as we plan things out. We are starting out temperatures not nearly as chilly as they were yesterday morning. We started out in the 20s this morning, 40s to around 50 degrees. Some spotty light showers very early this morning. Then the showers push offshore. Sky will clear out, lots of sunshine, but it will become increasingly windy. High temperatures today around 63, but big changes. If you're headed out this evening, you'll start to notice that colder air moving in. By tomorrow morning, morning, 28 with some wind chill values down in the teens Saturday morning. Mid-40s, that's it for high temperatures this weekend. Coldest morning Sunday morning at 21. We could have some single digits for wind chills first thing Sunday morning, so be extra careful as we head into next week. It does look like a warm up by the time we get into Wednesday in the 70s.
All right, thank you, Joey. Everyone's going to need to bundle up this weekend as we brace for those cold temperatures. To Columbia now. Next week, Governor Henry McMaster will deliver his annual State of the State address, where he'll outline some of his top priorities for South Carolina in 2024. At the State House at 7 p.m. Wednesday, McMaster is expected to reiterate legislative calls to the General Assembly and possibly unveil some new proposals. Just 2 weeks ago, he unveiled the state's new budget, highlighting his fiscal priorities. This will be the governor's 7th address, who at the end of his term will have served as the state's executive officer longer than any other in the state's history. And one more note before we go, the South Carolina Department of Transportation has selected its new secretary. The position is being vacated after Christy Hall announced her retirement earlier this week. Justin Powell, who is currently the chief operating officer, was appointed to fill that secretary role. He's previously been responsible for managing day-to-day operations and maintenance of the nation's 4th largest state highway system. All right, well, that's all she wrote here from our First Alert desk. This has been 5 on 5 Plus. I'm Nick Reagan. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you right back here on Monday.